Hi everyone, today we're going to do a bit of a fun reading on who's got a crush on you. So I've dealt the cards out, I've shuffled them, dealt them, and so this is pack number 1, pack number 2 or pack number 3. So take your time and have a little pick of which pack you fancy to find out who's got a crush on you. Okay, that's all the time you're getting. Pile number 1. Okay, round number 1. Who has got a crush on you? Okay, so this is who the first large card combined with these 3 cards is who the person is. So, oh my good heavens, okay, this is somebody huge. This is somebody who's probably big person and definitely a big personality. This person is the type of person who has a very, when they talk, they could talk loudly. They will be somebody who shines outwards in a way that when they're in a room, you will definitely know they are there and they will give out a lot of themselves. But there will also be somebody who's very sort of, could be domineering in their personality. They will maybe quite like Big Daddy in the fact that they could be quite controlling, but this is like a Leo character who likes things just so, is very fixed in the way that they are, but you can't dislike them for it because they are so warm, so outward with their emotions and their feelings and their doings, and they are generally somebody who has a huge heart. So whoever loves you, whoever's got a crush on you, you are a very lucky man or a very lucky lady. I can't really, even with a combination of these here, the only negative, this to me just screams Leo, because you've got the outward pouring of love and they find it easily to give their emotions. So this person, if they are not a Leo sun sign, I would say almost definitely has Leo somewhere in their chart that's quite strong. But because the reason I say Leo is not just these cards here, but combined with these cards here, out of all the personalities or all the sun signs, I suppose, or placements in their chart that give out, like Sagittarius and Aries, this one is the one that's got the biggest heart. That's what I'm trying to say. This person is fixed, but they give out a lot of themselves. If you're watching this to find out who's got a crush about you, I have a general feeling you already know. The only negative is the fact that they would like things just so. They're probably very conventional. They're probably very old-fashioned when it comes to relationships. And if you don't let this person know that you like them, they won't be there for long. This person needs to be admired, needs to be loved, needs to feel that their feelings are reciprocated, or they won't be there. Excuse me. A big personality. They are probably in their job, they're probably very well known. They're not somebody who likes to sit in the corner. They would like to organise things. They like to organise people. They like family around them. And they like to enjoy life. They are fun people. They like to be outdoors. They will like the sun. They will like holidays. They will like drinking. And this won't be your, I don't know actually, I was going to say this won't be your teetotal, this will be somebody who likes to enjoy life, but there's also an element of control here as well. What you'll probably find with this person is you will really need to show your feelings to them, but also you'll also find that they will, I'm trying to say, if this person is in a situation where they are in a job and they like you, if it's a work situation or something, you will need to show your feelings to them, but the feelings that you get back will be very obvious, but they'll also be very, I don't want to choose the word conventional again, they won't be wild, they will let you know that they like you, but in an almost respectful way. They will just tell you straight that they like you. It won't be sort of Pepe Le Pew running around after you, because they would find it degrading. Okay, that's enough about them. Right. What male or female are they usually drawn to? Now this one, no, this next pile can almost throw you off because you've got the person's personality here, and if the next pile is totally different, can make you think, my gosh, well how come they're like that, but they find this type of personality attractive. Okay, now this is at the moment. Put that there actually. Okay. The type of person that they find attractive is generally very much in keeping with what we've just said about their personality. Excuse me, just taking my top off. This person is very conventional in the way that they will give out their love, but they will expect to have that love returned. And what they really crave, the type of person they're normally attracted to, is somebody who they think will give them a really good, stable, loving, and the word is on loving here, family environment or family situation. And I mean that to express the word loving again, because of this cup card is what he or she gives to you, and this is what they would find attractive in somebody else. They don't want, or however conventional they are, they won't put up with a relationship where there's no love, where there's no feelings, where there's no emotions, where this is the person who would want to be holding your hand when you're 19, you're walking down the road together. You know, this person is almost, he or she might be somebody who likes to be organised, who likes to be at the top of their job and likes to be respected, but in somebody else, what they normally find attractive is a gentleness. It's almost as if they give out their heart and they expect you to be the same, but they also want a gentleness, almost like a creative personality. They don't mind being almost, I'm going to say, I can't think of the word, it's not sexist. If it's a man, what's the word when you have a relationship where the male and the female are traditional? That's the word I'm looking for. If it's a man, they don't mind taking on what is normally seen as a traditional role and going out to work while the woman is at home and basically has the family, or has like some creative hobby, or is somebody who's quite not wispy, but somebody who's quite dreamy and creative, and perhaps has some sort of career that they do from the home. If this is a woman, she won't mind being the breadwinner if you are her partner and you are somebody who has a career or something that you have from the heart, that you basically, something you really love to do. So you could be an interior designer. I know somebody who's married to a woman who was the big bread earner, but he lived abroad and designed rooftop gardens in the cities. But he didn't actually bring a lot of money, but that was the relationship they had, and that was really, you know, just right for them. So they want you to work. They want you to do something creative, but they want you to, more than anything, actually, so this is the person they find attractive, they want somebody who works with them, but they don't mind if it's something that doesn't bring in a lot of money as long as it's a passion. And they want somebody who can build a good, loving family environment. This doesn't matter whether it's, you know, obviously a same-sex relationship, male, female, female, male. It doesn't really matter. The roles can be twisted or moved either way. It's just generally that's the type of person that they will find attractive. Now, okay, right, you're doing well with these cards, because what they see in you is basically, it feeds on what I've just said. What they see in you is the same thing, but in a more intense way. So you are almost a personification of what they find attractive. You have the open heart. You have that look, sorry, not look, the look of love I was thinking then. You have that sort of aura of wanting to be in love. And this, all a Leo or Leo type person asks for is that. They know that you can work hard and you're very independent with that. So that they would find that very attractive. They also can see that you're very passionate. So these two cards together are major cards. So they would like that in you, that sort of as long as it's not turning to a sort of obsessional passion, because this person isn't, I don't get a feeling of a dark person that would quite like a Scorpio who would be really, really turned on by that sort of obsessive passion. This person just wants to know what you're feeling, and you show them often. You know, obviously you are a very passionate person. They can see that inside, not inside you, but in you. And that will be very attractive. You're somebody who they feel that could work on their own. That you don't always need people around you. But what they feel they can get from you, they might not be able to get from anybody else. It's a sort of an open heart, loving relationship, which is what they actually do crave. Now, if that was very bad English, excuse me. If you are, because this is in the middle, if you are moving towards the fact that you really like this person, and you're probably really attracted to their big personality and their warmth, and it's something that you find very attractive. If you find that you are slightly going into that, especially if you're separate from this person, that stage where you're overthinking it and becoming slightly obsessive, that is not going to help you with this person. You basically need to be going inward and thinking how you can share your feelings with them, not turn them internally inside yourself and think over things. You've just basically got to put that aside and use that just as passion for that person, because that's what they want from you. They see you as probably being very independent, somebody who can work on their own, somebody who seems to have everything, is very much at ease with themselves, and is very much at ease with coming in and out of the situation with them. But they can sense very, very strong feelings from you, and they like that. Doesn't scare them off, they like it. Okay, what do they want you to do about your feelings? What, or how you are? Okay. Okay, what they want from you is to work, change, decision. Okay, the way the situation is at the moment, I'm guessing what they want from you is a complete change. Now, if this card is under the Devil card, if they sense that you are doing a lot of thinking and not a lot of action, that's what they want to change. They want you to stop thinking about. They probably sense you that you're attracted to them, but they want you to stop thinking about it and actually make a move towards them. I've got a feeling that this person and you have been putting some work in behind the scenes to actually get to know each other, and nothing has really moved on yet, but they can sense a great attraction and they're attracted to you, and what you need to do is stop watching, stop waiting, and make that move. That's what they want from you. So if you know somebody in your life who is a big personality, quite conventional, lots to give out, lots of love, but it's quite traditional in some ways, they like a very proper, stable family environment. They have a crush on you, and they sense that you know it, and they sense that you like it. They sense that they are going to get from you what they give out, those huge big feelings of love. Now they might be aware that you like them already, and that they've had an effect on you. Now what they want you to do next is to make a move. They want the situation to change from watching, waiting, and they want you to make a move. Okay, right, pile number 1. I hope that helps you. If it does, please subscribe so you get more readings, and if it makes sense to you in any way, please hit the like button. Thank you very much. This is pile number 2. Okay, hi, pile number 2. Let's see who has got a crush on you. Get that under there. Okay. Woo. Right, the person Who has got a crush on you? Oh my gosh. Okay, now this person who has got a crush on you has got a huge crush on you. They are somebody who's normally very stable, probably somebody quite respected, somebody who's quite steady, who has a very, very practical job. Nothing that you would really notice that sticks out. They are somebody who is quite mature, older than you probably, but they have inside themselves a deep need for passion, and they also have almost a feeling that they are karmically linked to you in some way. So this person could be a Gemini. It could be, these are one of these things which you could basically say you're a bit of everything. Now you could either be a Gemini, you could be this person could be a earth sign, so that's Virgo, Capricorn and Taurus, or they could also be fiery. So you've got a bit of everything there, so just ignore that. It could be anybody. But what I could tell you is that they are very scared by their huge feelings. So this is them normally. It is a man, normally dark, normally older, normally very practical, normally very self-contained, very organised, very, very conventional in some ways. Like everything to function perfectly. They don't like huge emotions. And what they have at the moment are huge emotions. They have a passion, a very, very passionate feeling, and they also feel that this is karmic. As if you are drawn to each other in a very karmic fashion, as if you're meant to be together. When they're with you, when you're talking or communicating, it probably feels very easy. Even if you don't know each other that well, this feels easy, as if it's meant to be. If you've known each other for a long time, this person is somebody who probably is like seen as the provider in a family situation. They're quite happy to keep, to keep steady in work, to keep giving. But there's also still a huge passion for you. If this is the King of Pentacles, is female, it still applies. This female will be somebody who's down to earth, somebody who's organised, somebody who is probably, it could be two ways. It could be somebody actually who is like very keen to work. They like to give, they like to be steady. Not always the top position, because it's normally taken by the fire signs who've got that drive, but it's somebody who likes to provide a service. And this person is very, very attracted to you. A very strong feeling that you're meant to be together. Okay, the next one is, what type of male or female are they normally attracted to? So it depends which sex you're asking for. Okay, they're attracted to themselves. Basically, what they're looking for is somebody as practical and as mature as them. So they need somebody who has their feet on the ground, not somebody, some teenage or child, like laughing, joking. Well, hold on, this is going to change slightly in a minute. But they want to think that you are as mature as them, that you can appreciate the qualities in them, those qualities that are grounded, and when they're. This is the type of person who would, if you needed something, would build it for you. The type of person, if you needed something, would make it for you. Not the type of flashy person who basically goes out and buys it for you. It's somebody who respects quality rather than quantity, and they are looking for the same thing in somebody else. Somebody at the same level of maturity and somebody with the same qualities. They want somebody who is quite traditional. They want somebody who shares the same values as them. And I mean that in terms of like, if religion's important to them, or if they're say race. I mean race, but I meant where they come from. If that's their identity as part of a certain race or part of a country is very important to them, this person would prefer it if you were similar. They're not somebody who looks outside like a Sagittarius, who looks outside and finds something totally different from themselves attractive. They find somebody similar to them attractive in their values, where they live, possibly their language, that sort of thing. But they also want somebody who can reciprocate their passionate approach with fun. They want somebody to go out with in the evening who can laugh and who can joke. But I don't mean that as in this is the main quality, is quite grounded and practical. So they're looking for somebody who's earthy and traditional, but somebody who still knows to have fun, still knows how to have fun. Okay, what they see in you and what they like about you. Oh my gosh, these came out last time. Oh my gosh, they did. Different cards, so totally. What they like about you is that this is quite funny, because what they see, what they normally find attractive in someone else, is tradition, grounded, but still fun. So this is somebody who is quite conventional in what they find attractive in a partner. When I'm pulling these out, I'm looking at somebody who I've got a general feeling who is having like a Uranus transit to their Venus, and that means what they normally find attractive is thrown out of the pram. You are shocking them in the fact that you are different from their normal type. Now, this is how they see you, or this is what they find attractive about you. They find the fact that you are totally different from what they normally find attractive, if that makes sense. They are probably having quite a time dealing with the fact that you are different from their normal type. And the way that you are different is, they would normally go for somebody who's quite easygoing. They would normally go for somebody who is, I'm going to say like, no, that sounds rude. They would normally go for somebody who does as they say and fits in with their life, but they are attracted to you because you've got that little bit of feistiness about you. You've got that little bit of life inside you, and you are shocking them that they find this attractive. You are probably also very creative, not something that they normally find attractive, and they are finding, I reckon that this pile is, you are throwing them all over the place. You are throwing everything up in the air. I'm almost waiting for like a Two of Pentacles card to come up, because they are quite traditional. They don't normally like people outside of what they've set that they find attractive. You have come along and you are probably not the most practical, but you are probably somebody who is quite spontaneous, quite feisty, quite likes to debate, and quite creative. You're probably somebody who does not talk straight, in the fact that you are not very pointed in what you say. You know, even when you're arguing, you're probably one of those people that throw out arguments and it sounds like complete crud, but they would find that funny, and they're not used to finding that funny. You have basically shocked them. That's what I'm getting from this pile. You have made them feel like you've turned their world upside down, and they have got a huge crush on you, and they are questioning, why on earth have I got a crush on this person? Because they don't look like they're going to earn a living. Because you are the type of person that comes across that is not very grounded. That is slightly, I'm getting a Pisces feel about this, not from the cards because they're not really, this card is, but I'm getting this sort of Pisces Gemini feel from it. This person might be Gemini, I don't know, because they could be like a mixture of Gemini Taurus, because there's that sort of Gemini card here, but with the sort of conventional planets that follow behind, like the Taurus, who's very loving, very kind, but likes things traditional and just so. They like their meal on the table at this set time. This person has met you and is, yeah, maybe a Taurus with Gemini. I've seen this before where men, I've only noticed it in men. I don't actually know, no, I do know a Taurus woman, but in men, so apply to either, who are Taurus. So in their personality is very staid, very steady, and they're normally quite large, dark, larger build, big heads, flash cars. They like money. They like to be established in their career. But what happens is these poor men. I think, who's that man off The Witcher? I think he might actually be this type of person. Poor boy. Where they have like a Gemini Venus, so basically they are this and they expect the person to fit into the life because they're quite fixed in this sort of fixed way. But with this Gemini Venus, they are attracted to rather eccentric, giddy, funny, creative women, or vice versa. If it's a female with Taurus, they will still be attracted, and have their Mars as well. Could be either, but they will still be attracted to somebody who they find difficult to integrate in themselves, and you are bringing that out in them. It's something they have in themselves, but you are probably bringing out this feistiness. It's almost like slightly uncontrolled, and they might not do uncontrolled. This sort of, oh, I don't know what decision to make. They don't get that. They don't understand. They've made their decision. They're sticking to it, and they're certainly not changing their mind. You like to change your mind. You like to have views, you like to have opinions, you're probably quite volatile in some way and you're shocking them, but what you're actually doing deep down is they've got a crush on you because you're also bringing out that part of themselves that they probably haven't brought out of themselves yet. So what would they like you to do? Okay, now this is really throwing me because I've got a feeling they don't want you to do anything about it. They are enjoying watching at the moment. They are quite happy with the situation. I have no idea why they don't want you to do anything. My first guess, and it's a total guess, it's not something I've read in the cards at all, is that they're already in a relationship. Because that's the only way where I can get these cards where this person wants you to hold on to what you've got and not make a move. They want you to lie low and to be calm and controlled about it. So if you look at these cards, this man's like holding very tightly onto the water jug thing. This is like a den. And the Four of Swords here is normally somebody who's lying down. So the swords are coming down and they're stationary. So they don't want you to do anything. I have no idea why they don't want you to do anything. If you can tell me why they don't, I'd be really interested. My only thought, not what I've read, is that they're already in a relationship. Although some situation you two can't get together. That's why they don't want you to do anything. I'd be really interested if you could tell me if there's any truth in that. Okay, pile number 2. I hope that's helped. Please like and subscribe so that I know it's helped or what type of thing you like. Okay, and good luck with that. Move these out of your way. Okay, pile number 3. So let's find out who's got a crush on you. These first 3 cards will be the person who has got a crush on you. So hopefully it will let you see who they are. If any of this rings true to you, could you make sure that you like it so that I know what type of reading you like? And if you subscribe, then I'll know that what I'm doing is actually working. And I carry on giving similar readings so that you get them as well. Okay, right, okay. This person who has a crush on you. Oh, okay. Right. What I'm getting from this is the person who has got a crush on you. You might not know it yet. Because they might not have let you know. Now this person is feeling quite weighed down or quite has the feeling they need to hide the fact that they are attracted to you. You might actually work in the same building, or you might for some reason be in a building. You might know them from a building. If you interpreted these cards practically, which I don't often do, this person might be helping you with something in the same building, and what they have made you, but this person will not. This person will not want to for some reason, doesn't want to let you know. Let me see, let's go. So the person who's got a crush on you is somebody who's trying to keep it to themselves. You possibly work with this person. You probably have been in the same building together. You have perhaps felt attraction when you are like a repeated situation in the same building together. Or they're carrying something. They've carried something for you into a particular building. They've helped you with something. They've tried to lighten your load with something, but it's something to do with a workplace or a building. And that has made them feel really good. I don't know if that rings true, but basically there's something to do with the building, a heavy feeling, but also this feeling of a wish come true. Seeing you or meeting you is like a wish come true, and it's all in their head as if they don't want to let you know yet. So that's what I'm getting from that one. So what type of person are they normally attracted to? Okay, they like people. They're attracted to males or females, depending on who you're asking, who change them in some way. They are attracted to people who are probably don't mind digging deep, don't mind talking about emotions or situations which could be quite sensitive to other people. They like people who are also almost quite childlike in their approach, in the fact that they like to flirt, they like to be youthful, but they're gentle with it. They like people they like somebody, normally in a relationship, who lets them, I can't say this, who lets them know that they fancy them, but in a gentle way, not in a sort of obnoxious shouting across the room, letting everybody know. They like somebody who's probably quite watery, like Scorpio or Cancer or a Pisces, who is deep. And I don't think the word to say there for deep, who is aware of themselves, who is aware of what's inside themselves, and who question themselves, and who is straight and logical and honest once they've looked inside themselves. So this is quite an intuitive, emotional line here. This person likes somebody who's quite reflective, somebody who likes to not shy away from big problems, who doesn't mind change, but is also very sensitive. They like somebody who's quite creative and who flirts gently, not somebody in their face. And they like somebody as well who is normally very logical, quite balanced, likes to discuss and is good with words. Somebody they can communicate with, and they don't want to communicate. They're not so much interested in communicating. They could be about books or the news. They want somebody who can communicate feelings, and it will be the deeper feelings they want to communicate. They would like that reciprocated. This is somebody who thinks a lot. Who thinks a lot and is probably, I don't reckon there's much fire in this person. This is somebody who seems to have an airy, watery feel about them. They think a lot and they have a lot of emotions, but they sometimes find it difficult to act because they're probably quite sensitive. And that's what they like in somebody else. They like somebody who's sensitive, somebody who's warm, somebody who's fun, and somebody who's not afraid of the crap in life. Who could be more attracted to somebody because they've been through trials and turmoils and are able to talk about that. This is almost like they like somebody who's like a psychotherapist. Not that that's their job or they need help, but it's somebody who likes to analyze emotions, but in a positive way, and can talk about it properly rather than just drowning in the emotions. Right, what they like about you. Okay, what they like about you is bizarre. They like about you is the fact that you have walked away from them. They like about you that they are standing there waiting, watching, and that you have such self-control over yourself, which doesn't surprise me with these cards here. That's what they normally like in somebody. They have seen in you something they find very attractive, and I don't know what they've done. If they've done something awful to you, they're feeling bad about here with this sort of way down. They actually find the fact that in the past, if this is true, that you have pulled yourself together and you've not been one of those people who still want a relationship, or who still want to be bound to something that isn't serving them. They found that the strength inside of you, which is what they probably find the most attractive thing about you, is your inner strength. I have a feeling that they also find you more attractive, that you haven't taken any rubbish from them. Now that they've got, actually, if they've got a crush, it might not involve them, but they might have seen you in a situation. They might know of you that you've had a situation where you have shown real strength, where you've moved yourself out of this situation and couldn't enter something. So I'm automatically thinking it's them, but if it's a crush situation, it might not be. It might be just that they can see an inner strength to you, that you won't take a load of crap from people, and that when the situation doesn't serve you, when you're not getting what you want out of it, when people aren't respecting you, you just walk away with your head held high. And I don't know if this person knows a situation where they have seen you do this, or they have just witnessed you doing this, or it's just a general feeling of strength and strong boundaries from you. And that's what they find attractive about you. It almost as if they like people that work on themselves, inwardly work on themselves, but they like them to be able to present this in their life in a logical sort of organised manner, and you have brought that all together if you've been working on yourself, and they can almost feel that strength inside of you. That's what they feel most attractive in you. But what they're going to do about this crush that they've got. Okay. Without a doubt, these last cards here, they are looking at you because they feel there's a strength inside of you that they like to have inside themselves. They're not acting on this. For some reason, you might be in the same building. I'm not getting married here, but this card possibly could be. I don't get a strong feeling. You're making them feel good. And what they're going to do towards you is they are not going to hide this. They might be at the moment, for some reason, being weighed down for some situation. I don't know whether you've told them to sod off. It could be something, I don't know what it is. But these cards at the end are somebody who's decided that they're going to make what they want into a reality. They're going to let you know, and they're not going to hide their feelings. They've put a lot of thought into this, and they're going to do this in a fashion where they're bringing their best of them together to present to you. And they are going to do it in a way that could be quite quick and quite direct, which you're not getting at the moment. At the moment, you probably are wondering whether they really have got a crush on you. But I've got a feeling with this pile, you won't be wondering for long. So this person is going to be very direct with you, very open, and they're going to present themselves in their best possible light because they've found something that's really attractive in you, and it's your inner strength. And it's something, they like people who have worked on themselves. They like people who are intuitive and sensitive and know what's going on underneath the surface, and then mush that all together and bring out the best in themselves, and they can see that in you. You're probably somebody who's very strong and has been through quite a lot in their life, and they can sense it, and they find that really, really attractive. Because they like somebody who has been through bad situations and come out the other end, and you're not afraid of that. You're not afraid of going through change. You're not afraid of all the bad bits in life that throw you down, and you just get back up and get yourself together. So this person, to me, is going to let you know that they like you, and they won't beat around the bush, and you won't mistake it. You won't mistake their approach whatsoever, because it will be quite fast and quite direct. Okay, I'm going to finish there. If that makes sense, could you let me know? And could you subscribe and like it so that I know that I'm on the right track? And I will carry on. That's really interesting read there. So this person obviously sees you in a high light, in a very high light, somebody who's very in control of themselves. That's lovely. Okay then, well, thank you very much for watching.